Intellectual empathy. I've told you guys about understanding. Why do you think that that's so important today? These three things: empathy, fair-mindedness, humility. Why is that so important today?
I think more empathy because, society is trying to break that bridge between law enforcement and community.
Right. And as a former law enforcement person, you understand, and being African American, you understand intimately well both sides.
Yes.
Both sides.
And that dialogue is not being used or hasn't happened yet. I'm being brought to the table.
There's no bridge, and that's one of the things that I hope somebody sees my video and says, hey, Dr. Rich, come and let's talk. Hey, that's me. Come and let's talk about this kind of thing. These are the things that solve problems. These are the things that build bridges. These are the things that get rid of hate. Thinking.
Yes.
If you have stinking thinking, you have nothing. Okay? Stinking thinking. If you have stinking thinking, you have nothing. Anybody else? Any reason? Anybody else?
Well, just because we live and work in such a diverse culture,
Mm-hmm.
you have to be able to develop some type of mechanism whereby you're using empathy a lot.
Correct. Well, that's what you need to lead with. A lot of people don't understand. The funny part about it is people do very well. They lead with emotions, but they don't know when to pull it back. They lead with emotions. They feed the lion with the steak, but they don't know when to pull their hands out of the lion's mouth. It's real simple. Emotions, you lead. When you give that lion that steak, you have all great intentions until that lion snaps your hand. But is it the lion's fault that he snapped your hand, or is it your fault because you left it in there too long? This is what people need to understand. It is your responsibility about what you do. In the Hindu religion, they feel as though wherever you are in life, it's because of you, not because of everybody else. Not because of everybody else. You got fired from your job, doesn't have nothing to do with your color, has something to do with you didn't come to work on time. Every day. Yeah, that's, Well, I had a 3-year-old. Every day? Every day. Did you know you had your 3-year-old before you told those people you wouldn't come to work at 9 o'clock? But see, I had to go by the daycare. That's not your employer's fault. That's your fault. You did that. You the one knew you had your 3-year-old and walked up there and told the people you can be there at 9 o'clock. Could you have not said I can come in at 9:30 and work till 5:30? How simple would that have been? Clarity. The intellectual standards is 9. I'm going to hit all of these briefly. The intellectual standard of clarity. Before you start thinking about something, you need to understand what it is that you're drawing a conclusion about. A lot of people draw conclusions about things, have no clarity. Nothing. They read it in paper. Well, how do you know? They said. I don't know who they are, but they are the most educated folks in the world. They said. Well, who? Who said that? I get it in my classrooms all the time. They go, well, they said that such and such and such, and all the time. And that's the first thing I ask is, well, have you done a scientific study on that? Well, no. Well, then how do you know all the time? Okay, well, some of the time. Well, do you know some other people? No. Well, how do you know some of the time? Well, most of the people. Do you know most of the people? Can I have some more water in that one? Sure. Please, sir. Thank you. Do you know most of the people? A more accurate statement would be, the people that I have come into contact with have acted this way. Aha! Now you're making some sense. The next time you hear people say, they say, always ask them, who is they? You can end conversations right there. You don't have to talk about it in the barbershop, in the beauty salon. Girl, they said. That's what they said. Yeah, well, who was they? Now they're going to call you some names. They're going to call you some names. Speaking of barbershop, I met this brother in the barbershop. He's the only brother I know. Now, I'm the doctor. This brother comes in the barbershop with a book. I'm like, I don't know who he is, but he's pretty heavy about the head. That boy pretty smart. You come to the barbershop where you're going to do some talking with a book. I was scared to talk to him. I had to wait till he left. How you doing, sir? I'm Dr. Ritz, you know, just, I don't know, who are you, you know? You know? Accuracy. Accuracy, we want to understand, is it really true? Am I lying? Am I lying? All right, there you go. Accuracy, right, you know, it's accuracy, is that really true? How can we check that? That's the first thing you got to understand with people. Ask them, start asking people. And I'll tell you, have you ever been in an argument with a person and you really, it's argument with a fool? And then at the end of the argument, who's the fool, really? Really? Remember they're lying. Remember they're like, there you go, there you go. Precision, could you give me more details? Could you be more specific? These are questions that never get asked when people are so riled up about stuff. And if you're angry about something, take 72 hours. Take 72 hours. Take a step back. 72 hours. I learned that on Daniel Tiger. You know what I'm saying?
I heard that before.
Yeah, I told you. I told you. That's my mantra, man. 72 hours. Daniel Tiger said, when you're frustrated, take a step back and ask for help. My son told me that because he watched Daniel Tiger. You know? I got a little song and everything. But take a step back. 72 hours. Take a break. And if it's look, if the issue that you're dealing with is not going to matter in 5 years, why are you spending 5 hours arguing about it? Change your thinking and change your life. If you change your thinking, your life will be so much better. Because you'll start to look at stuff and be like, you know what, that's a fool. I'm not going to talk to them. I'm not you, Demetrius. I'm over top of you. An imaginary guy, you know, Demetrius like, I'm about time you pick me. You know somebody else's name in there? You know? Okay. All right, Eugene. Relevance. How does this relate to your topic or idea? How is that connected to the question? You know, sometimes people argue with you and they say something straight out of left field, and you're like, what the? This happens at family reunions a lot. You know, it happens, you know, to talk about family, you know. Well, you know, they got them, mama, what does that have? That don't have nothing to do. And nobody says anything, because that's big mama. You better not. Mama, we were talking about the sweet potato pie, you talking about the greens. But that's okay. You know. Logic, does this make sense? Sometimes you have to ask. Just sit down and just ask. Does this make sense? If it doesn't make sense, why are you thinking about it? It doesn't make sense. Now, making sense to you and making sense to other people, two different things. Significance, depth, breadth. The analysis paralysis guys. Here's where you are. You're in the depth and the breadth. A lot of times you stay right there in the depth. Now, all of these standards you should pay particular attention to and try to equally share a piece for each one. Okay? Depth and breadth. If you get too deep on items, you don't have any breadth. If you get too wide on items, you can't get too deep. But what you have to do is you have to really understand the issue at hand. You know, in my classes, we talk about grave social issues. We talk about Obamacare, we talk about abortion, we talk about suicide, we talk about legalizing marijuana. We talk about a lot of those. And people are like, for real? In school? Yes, we do. And we came up to an abortion thing. So I separated the room. I had 25 pro-lifers and 25 pro-choicers. It just happened to be that way that day. So what I did, I made the 25 pro-lifers argue pro-choice. I made the 25 pro-choicers argue pro-life. If you don't know that you don't think your brain can flip, take something that you love and flip it. Then you can start to see the other side. Then you can start to see, well, maybe this is why they act like that. Yeah. A lot of people, I had a guy tell me, he was, man, I don't know why she acting like that, man. She ain't doing nothing but carrying one kid. I'm like, Uncle Heath, stop. You know, and the ladies I have in the room, no man can tell you anything about carrying another human being in your body if you're a mother, right? Nobody. But a lot of people try. Same kind of deal with people who are different culture, different religion. They can't tell you what it's like to be a Christian if they're not Christian. They can't tell you what to believe in. Can't do that. But can you understand where they're coming from? Sure. Sure. Just after work, you go on your way and they go where they go. So here's the deal. take charge of your future, understand this. Everything begins with a thought, because your central nervous system starts you in the morning and shuts you down at night. Now that whole thing in the middle, if you rely on your central nervous system to wake you up and put you to sleep, and your God to wake you up and put you to sleep, why do you not pay attention to it in the daytime, in the waking hours? Why do you not pay attention to it? If it's that essential to you, I tell you what, name me the one thing that's the most important to you and will be the most valuable to you, and you would miss the most if you lost it. Give me the one thing. Tell me one thing in your life, in your possession, right now. The one thing in your life that if you lost is the most valuable. And if you lost it, you can never get it back. If you lost it, it would be the most valuable thing to you. What is it? Family? 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 Health? Jesus? Your mind. Your family's not going to be a bit of good if you like Uncle Pete, sitting up in a room getting the tray pushed under the thing. Those of you don't know, there you go, soul food. The young fella in the room looks soul food. I got it. Your mind is the most valuable thing in your possession. When you lose it, it's gone. You're not getting it back. As a matter of fact, did you know in the human body that once a nerve is damaged, it never comes back? Nerve damage can never be repaired. They still don't understand. They can do stem cells. They still do not understand why when a nerve dies, it's gone. Now you cut yourself, you'll eventually heal. Have a heart attack, you get some heart treatment, you can start that back up. You can never do anything with your nerves. That's the whole thing about the mind. It is so dynamic that we don't use all of it. But if you use these things that I'm going to tell you about, you'll be able to walk back into corporate and say, yeah, and you'll have less stress on you at the time.